Now, y'all know as Ravens fans, anything regarding Lamar Jackson, it gets us extra hype. Now, I'm still sitting here hyped over my special chain from them flock boys with us on the back to Teamkeepitclean. Hey, I love it, so shout out to y'all again. But Lamar Jackson, he was, of course, down here in South Florida. He's a Florida Raven. Zay Flowers is a Florida Raven. And they were just both down here continuing to improve their already amazing, awesome connection, which we love. And they are doing this ahead of next week's OTAs. Man, can y'all believe already OTAs about to be here just like that? And I think this is the first time that we've seen Lamar Jackson throw since the playoff game. And yeah. But anyway, this is a beautiful thing to see. And I know it's the off season. So when we see these workout videos, we get extra hype, even though it's just the players just doing their thing. But for us, it's like, oh yeah, they still working. They continuing their craft. They building up their chemistry even more. They just getting right. But now while we saw the videos of Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers doing their thing, I do not want anybody to question, oh, where was this guy? Where was that guy? Why he wasn't Don't worry, that'll all come together, I'm sure. I ain't worried about none of that right now. But one thing that stood out to me was obviously something that still stands out and stings to Lamar Jackson. Let's watch this clip. So Lamar Jackson still ticked off about what we thought happened because, again, last year we said when we watched through the regular season, it seemed like none of the interceptions that Lamar Jackson threw were on him at all whatsoever. But it seems like Lamar Jackson and company, they cleared this one up because there were some people that said, oh, that pass is on Lamar Jackson, that's on him. But there were a lot of us that said, oh, hold up, it looks like Rashad Bateman, he ran the wrong route, and there was a miscommunication there. So Lamar Jackson threw it anticipating Rashad was going to go this way, but Rashad went that way, and it resulted in an interception. And with Lamar Jackson letting it be known, like, hey, that's the receiver ran the wrong route. That's what happened in the playoff game. That's why I threw that pick in the playoffs. That cleared that up for everybody. Even though, again, most of us figured that was what happened, but it's nice to have a clear understanding on it. But again, this is why you have these off seasons. This is why they have OTAs. They have mini camp. They'll have training camp in a couple of months. They'll have all this stuff so that connection can continue being built. And like I said earlier, I'm sure there's going to be sessions that do include a DeAndre Hopkins, or Rashad Bateman, or Tez Walker, Tylan Wallace, another Florida Raven, LaJohntay West. Shout out to that boy. So I ain't worried about any receivers that weren't there, but let's focus on the receiver that was there, and that being Zay Flowers. And we know Zay Flowers, he looking to get back ASAP because he couldn't even play in the playoffs. That was the worst part about it for him, is that he went through the entire regular season doing his thing, being involved in so many different ways. But then the last game of the regular season, he got hurt. And he missed the Steelers game. We were like, okay, if he missed the Steelers game, we should be able to get by without Zay Flowers. But then the Bills game came. And it was like, oh. And while Zay Flowers missing the game was not the reason that the Baltimore Ravens lost, it did certainly have a significant impact on it. We were missing Zay Flowers, for sure. Because Zay Flowers, just his presence alone, it opens up so much stuff for the Baltimore Ravens. Just sending him in motion, that opens up the offense for the Baltimore Ravens a lot. But they didn't have that. So a lot of times they had Steven Sims really playing the role of Zay Flowers. And Steven Sims was doing his thing, but it was just different. So having Zay Flowers back this season, and hopefully for the playoffs this season, hopefully all the way to hopefully a Super Bowl, that will be big. Now, we know they already had a zero sugar cereal that tastes great, but Magic Spoon decided to pop out with the treats too. Now, you know I'm with it. Their treats are crispy, crunchy, and airy, and they don't have that chewy stickiness like protein bars do, which is a lot more ideal for us that are always on the go. Their flavors are double chocolate, chocolate peanut butter, blueberry muffin, and my personal favorite, marshmallow. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was tired of just talking about it. I had to take a bite, and I regret nothing. Now, not only do they have great flavor, these treats are high protein, no sugar, so they're really, really good for carb-conscious lifestyles. Each treat has 11 to 12 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and just 1 to 2 grams of net carbs, so you can always get the fuel that you need on the go. But it doesn't stop there. Magic Spoon also popped up with the granola. Flavors that it comes in are honey almond, mixed berry, dark chocolate almond, and peanut butter. And the granola has 13 grams of protein and 0 added sugar. So Magic Spoon just taking it up level by level. They just continue to step up their game. Because you already had the cereal that was 0 sugar with 13 to 14 grams of protein and 4 to 5 grams of net carbs per serving. But they decided, you know what? That's not enough. We need to do more. So they gave us protein treats and granola too. But I know what you're wondering now. How can you get your hands on these? Well, I'll tell you. You can use my code TKIC or just click the link in the description. Try Magic Spoon treats or granola today and get $5 off. You can also find Magic Spoon in Amazon or your nearest grocery store. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product. It's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund you your money, no questions asked. So click the link in the description to go to magicspoon.com/TKIC or scan the QR code on the screen for $5 off. I know you're gonna love it. Now, one thing we know about Lamar Jackson, and if you don't know, then I will continue to remind you that Lamar Jackson is a Florida Raven. He's from down here, but obviously he plays for the Baltimore Ravens. But he is always down in South Florida, repping, staying, just showing love all the time. So shout out to Lamar Jackson for that. But he was at his old stomping grounds at Boynton Beach High School, and he was just showing love to them, showing love to the coaches, the football team, the whole nine. But what he did here in this clip where he hit this receiver in stride like 40 yards down the field, he did it like it was nothing. And I know that he's a professional football player, professional quarterback, and I know he's the best player in the league, but for him to just come out on a random day and I'm gonna throw him a pass and I'm gonna hit him in stride, it just gave me a nice reminder of Lamar being able to build that chemistry with anybody and him being able to do it like that. Because remember, last year, obviously your starter, Zay Flowers, who we talked about earlier, Rashad Bateman as well. And then, of course, the tight ends, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, Derrick Henry, Justice. Okay, but what about the other guys? What about the second and third stringers that come out on the field too? Like a Tylan Wallace. Nelson Aguilar, he was kind of a first stringer, so I can't really put him on the list. But Tylan Wallace, Tez Walker, Anthony Miller, Steven Sims. Like, when you saw those guys out there, you could think, oh, man, it's one of them running a route. They don't run with the ones. They back up. So I don't know if Lamar going to have a connection with those guys or not. But Lamar showed you, like, yeah, I do. Yeah, I could hit them in stride. Yeah, I could get them the ball if need be. And he made it happen. And what stuck out to me the most from last year was in the Bills game. Was when we were down Zay Flowers throughout the whole game. Was when Rashad Bateman went out for the remainder of the game. And it was like, oh, our receivers are Tylan Wallace, Tez Walker, Anthony Miller. And what did Lamar Jackson and company do? They drove the ball right down the field, and they scored a touchdown. And we don't really want to talk about the 2-point conversion, but they did what they needed to do with who was out there, and it wasn't started. So just him throwing that pass to that receiving boy, but it just gave me a reminder of just how amazing of a player he is. So it came out today that owners voted for the Tush Push to remain because there was a lot of talk that it could possibly be banned, but it is here to stay. But there were a couple of teams that voted in favor of the Tush Push remaining because they needed a certain amount of votes to get it banned. They got a lot of votes, but not enough. And these were the teams that sided with the Eagles. It was the Ravens, the Patriots, the Jets, and the Lions. And the Ravens, they stuck out to me because I'm like, all right, Ravens, even though we dealt with the Tush Push, almost made Jalen Hurts fumble when he was close to the goal line, but it's all good. But we dealt with it, and it gave us problems. And really, the Eagles' whole offensive line gave us problems, even though there was a lot of false starting going on, a lot of guys going in motion before the ball was even snapped. But anyway, it is what it is. Somebody pointed out something, a couple of people actually, because I tweeted, I said, man, we ain't scared of no Tush Push. It's Ravens flock, baby. We ain't worried about that. But there were some people that reminded me. They said, hey, we actually run our own version of it. And that's probably why the Baltimore Ravens voted in favor of it. And I thought, oh, my goodness, that's such a great point. Because the Ravens got the pole push, or what, I don't even think they got an official name for it, but when they make Mark Andrews line up under the center and take the snap, or sometimes they do it with Charlie Kohler. So they got options and variations of it, but the Baltimore Ravens, they do their own thing with it. So that's probably why they were like, hey, don't ban it, because that's one of our little glitchy plays too. Speaking of things that had to get voted on today, the NFL has voted to allow players to play in flag football for the Olympics. Now, y'all already know, I'm sure the first thing when y'all saw that, the first person that came to your mind was none other than who? Put in the comment section. I already know what you're thinking. Yeah, I agree. Lamar Jackson, and just how unfair that would be. Just how glitchy that would be. Like, Lamar Jackson, flag football, that would be a cheat. I mean, he's already a cheat code now. But in flag football, like, you got to take the flag off of his waist. That wouldn't be fair. Lamar Jackson will go crazy in it. But I do know Ravens fans, coaching staff too, they probably will be like, Lamar, just don't do it because we don't want. And I get that. I understand that. But still, it is something to think about. It is fun to think about. And I'm sure plenty of players are going to end up playing. I think it starts in 2028, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But that would be something fun to see. The players playing some flag football. And I know if Lamar went over there, I know he would go crazy with it. And you do too. So now we reach my favorite part of these videos where we get to feature your questions. If you would like to take part in it, you send an email to teamkeepitclean@gmail.com, or for the Team Keep It Clean patrons, you can send it in a DM on Patreon. And if you would like to become a Team Keep It Clean patron, you can go to patreon.com/Ingravenvids. Shout out to the patrons. Shout out to the channel members. I love y'all. If y'all would like to support the merch, you can go to fourthwall/Ingravenvids. It's down below in the description. The link is right there, so you can just click on it. I appreciate you. I love y'all so much. I really, really do. Let's get into the first question that came from my guy, Jon. He said, King and the Hill. He said, aloha, Ingraven. What's up, Jon? What's happening? He said, hope you and your ohana are well. I'm going to assume that means family. He said, I was thinking about all the attention that King Henry has been getting recently because of his new contract, and rightfully so, as he deserves the praise. However, I can't help but think that so many people are sleeping on Justice Hill. Oh, not over here. Not over here. Oh, we wide awake on Justice Hill. We already know about Justice Hill. That dude is like that. He's nice, man. Justice Hill, I remember when he went out in that Steelers game, I said, oh, no, we missed him big time. We missed him big time. And as soon as he came back, his impact was immediately felt. Justice Hill is nice, man. And he came such a long way. His career started off a little bit shaky, and he wasn't really getting too many opportunities like that, too. But then once he actually did get his opportunities, he showed like, hey, I got this. Pass protection as a pass catcher, as a runner, just as a contributor. Justice Hill been doing his thing, especially these past 2 years, man. Anyway, he said in 2023 and 24, he achieved career highs in both rushing and receiving yards, showcasing his versatility as a dual threat back. Notably, in 2024, he recorded 42 receptions for 383 yards and 3 touchdowns, marking his best receiving season to date. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice seeing Lamar Jackson connect with Justice Hill on them little wheel routes and just really everything, man. Because him and Lamar, obviously, and something we talked about earlier with Lamar just in general, but him and Lamar have that connection, man. They have that chemistry. So when Justice Hill is out there as a running back, as a pass catcher, he's a certified option for Lamar Jackson. He ain't no decoy. He ain't, we're just going to have him out there to distract the defense. No, he's somebody that Lamar Jackson goes to. Anyway, he said, I think he's about to have his best season. Oh, his best. I wouldn't be mad at it. He said, perhaps it will take away some snaps from Henry, but overall he'll be an amazing asset that hopefully teams will underestimate and later regret. Curious to get your thoughts on this. Mahalo. Hey, I appreciate you, Jon. So, yeah, we know Justice Hill. He one of them guys, man. He really is one of them guys. And he's a baller. And he's a real threat to defenses. We've seen it every game that he played, man. He really is. So, like you mentioned, it does take away stuff from Derrick Henry because what they did a lot last year, we'll see if they continue that on third downs, on passing downs. They said, Derrick Henry, go to the sideline for a little bit, for the majority, for like 90% of the season. And they were like, all right, Justice Hill, come through. You are our third down back. You are pass catching back. You come through, come do your thing. So I would expect a lot of that to continue. I don't expect it to be 50-50. I do expect Derrick Henry to be out there a little bit more, but I think the most that they'll change that may be like 75-25, where Justice Hill's out there 75% of the time for third and long and a pass catching back, and Derrick Henry's out there 25% of the time. We'll see. But I expect Justice Hill to continue. And will he have his best season? He could. Because, again, he'll be another year in this system, another year in Todd Monken's system, another year behind Derrick Henry, another year with Lamar Jackson, another year to build that chemistry and rapport. So why not have your best year, Justice? Next question came from my guy LaMarion. And LaMarion, I seen your other question. I got you, but this episode about Lamar, so we're going to continue with this. He said, Lamar's still going to run. Hey, Ingraven, I hope you're doing well. I just want to let you know my thoughts on the 2023 AFC Championship. Lamar got us there by running, but in the game, he barely ran the ball. But I know what you're going to say. Now we have Derrick Henry, and that's great. But now it's on the defenses to realize Lamar's not done. He just took advantage of the opportunity of having Derrick in the backfield. But what if we just had Lamar running games? That matters more. Since we as Ravens fans trust him throwing, but a Lamar Jackson run play is just special. Also, the Wildcats we ran a couple of times. I want to see Derrick Henry throw the ball to Lamar. I'm sure they could do that. And yeah, they ran, what was it, the Heisman plays with Mark Ingram and Lamar and RG3 and whatnot. Yeah, that was fun times, man. And again, with Lamar, it's just play your game. Play your game. Do your thing. Obviously, in the regular season, he went crazy with it. What is it, 41 passing touchdowns and 4 interceptions or 5 interceptions? I forgot what it was. But he killed it. He killed it. And he, in the postseason, too. He was doing his thing. I know he had an interception, but we talked about that earlier. We understand now completely why that interception was that interception. But Lamar Jackson, he's just a baller. And in the regular season, we already know what he does. We know what to expect. But in the postseason, it's just about continuing. It's about just continuing to play your game and just play winning football overall. Whether you got to pass, whether you got to run, just win. That's it. Win the game. That's it. And he did play winning football last year in the playoffs. They obviously didn't win, but there were some other factors that were involved that we already done talked about plenty of times. But yeah, just win. So whether it's on the ground, whether it's Lamar on the ground, Derrick Henry on the ground, Justice Hill, whoever, Keaton Mitchell on it, whether it's whoever on the ground, whether it's whoever through the air, the bottom line is just win.